Welcome back to Tribe Talk, where we talk all things tribe. And with us is a very special guest, the amazing Nicole Baxter. Nicole came to William & Mary from Pennington, New Jersey, and graduated in 2015 as an all-region and all-conference women's soccer performer. And first of all, Nicole, thanks for so much for joining us today. And let's catch up a little bit. What have you been doing since 2015?
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. It has been a wild ride since I graduated from William & Mary, I'll say that. I've kind of been all over the place. I worked for a little bit in Washington, D.C., lived in Arlington. Then I moved back to Jersey, started working here, and then I eventually started playing soccer again in New Jersey, and then in Sweden, and then back in Jersey. So I've been all over the place, but it's been a really interesting ride, it's been a lot of trial and error. So I would say my college experience was amazing. Afterwards, it's just a lot of figuring out what comes next. And that's kind of what I've been doing. That's kind of how I live my life, just figuring it out.
Tell Tribe fans where you're currently playing.
Yeah, so right now I'm playing for Sky Blue FC, which is the NWSL team based out of New Jersey. So I get to play close to home, which is amazing. There are 8 other teams in the league. There will be another one coming in. So by next year, we'll have 10 teams. And so that's kind of where I am right now.
Typically, you think of a pro athlete, you had to stay in shape during those years, let's just say, out of the sport. How did you manage that? And I understand there's a great story, leading up to getting back into professional soccer.
Yeah, so I guess this is probably a story and I haven't really talked about too publicly, but I started working after college, and the whole purpose of me working was I knew I wanted to play soccer when I was graduating college, but I didn't really think I was good enough. So I was like, you know what, I'll work for a little bit, and if I miss it, I'll start playing again. It'll be fine. And then what ended up happening is I ended up getting Lyme disease, and so I actually had to not play for 2 years. So when I eventually did decide to get back into soccer, it was exponentially harder to regain my physical fitness. But for me, I saw it as a challenge, and I saw it as something that I really wanted to do. So I never thought to myself I don't know if I can get back to that level of fitness that I need to play. I just kind of assumed that I could get there, and I didn't look back.
There was a reason we introduced her as the amazing Nicole Baxter, coming back from something like that, an inspiration to a lot of folks that have suffered from that disease. Nicole, congratulations on that. Much like your interesting journey, tell us about last year with Sky Blue FC.
Yeah, so this past year with Sky Blue has been super interesting because of coronavirus. So we started playing in March, and we got through maybe 5 days of preseason before we were shut down. And then we were actually off for 2 months. So we had our whole off season where everyone was working their butts off to get in shape. And we got 5 days of practice in, and then we were like, now what do we do? So our staff came up with a really, really good game plan to help us stay fit while we were all essentially locked in our houses. And it was a lot of track workouts. It was a lot of exercises where you could just grab something to hold on to use as weight. Because a lot of us, you don't have a gym in your house. There wasn't a whole lot you could do. So we spent 2.5 months working out on our own, trying to stay fit, not really knowing if we were going to end up having a season or what was going to happen. And then we were able to get cleared to go back into a preseason, which they then decided we were going to go into this bubble environment in Salt Lake City, Utah. So we did a bubble in Utah, and then we had 3 weeks off, and then we did a whole fall series, which was just 4 games over a 2-month period. So it's been a very chaotic, sporadic year, but it's been a year where I've had a lot of opportunity to play, which is something I'm super excited about. And it's just been a year of opportunity for a lot of girls who maybe wouldn't have had it otherwise. So I'm very excited, and I'm thankful that the league was able to get us back to playing very safely. And I mean, no one tested positive for coronavirus. So it was an amazing year, as chaotic as it was.
How did your career at William & Mary and your experience at the college maybe help you in this long endeavor to back to professional soccer?
Yeah, my experience at William Mary was really everything for my playing with my professional playing career, because I think I just had so much fun at William and Mary. Like, especially my senior year, we had one of the best years that we had had in school history in a very long time. I mean, we had 4 CAA teams go to the NCAA tournament. I mean, it was just like, it was an amazing year. And I think ending on a year like that, I just like could not get enough of soccer. And I think maybe if I had ended on a year where we like had a losing season or like something horrible happened, I would have been like, I'm ready to give this up. But I just had so much fun at William Mary. I had so many amazing teammates and coaches there. And even while I was at William Mary, like we were a team that talked about the NWSL a lot. We were all fans of the game. So I think playing at William and Mary, a school that just like doesn't put a ton of pressure on you, to like, you know, like obviously everyone there, they want you to win championships and they want you to be great on the soccer field, but they realize there are other aspects of life, right? Like William Mary is an incredible academic school, and John Daly, who was the head coach while I was there, was like very adamant about everyone working hard in the classroom and those types of things coming first. So I think going to a school like William and Mary really shaped what I was, how I was able to live my life after college and just stay like so in love with the game.
You're a wonderful example to the excellence that is William and Mary athletes, very frankly. And Nicole Baxter, thanks for your time. Continued success, and stay in touch.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me. It's very exciting following the Tribe, and yeah, I'm excited to see like where the soccer program heads and where Tribe athletics kind of heads after COVID kind of dies down a little bit. So thank you guys for having me.